what I need to do, but I also know how difficult it is just with the financial side of things.
What I would suggest, anyone, who else is in like a couple business or two partners?
Everyone.
Alright, so what I would suggest you do, and you can do this in your own family situation as well, is so that things don't escalate to dynamite going off stages, have once a weekly pissing me off session. Right, if it's at home around family, you choose the location, the same time, you get your kids involved if they're old enough to have the conversation, and you have it in a place which is not a happy place, so to speak. You know, you wouldn't have it in the living room if you're constantly in there watching TV or whatever. But in your business, have a weekly what's pissing me off session, but you sort of write down beforehand and you go through what's pissing you off in a non-accusatory way, right? And you let her have her say, and maybe your team as well, and then you talk about it, and then vice versa, and you'll have less communication problems doing that. I don't do that after my second divorce, but you know,
it takes for me to be at the stage of, like, we really have to sit down and talk, because I can't cope with them, but then it just becomes, I hate it because it becomes a whole case of, he does so well in so many areas, but then I go a bit, and there's this, and this.
The powder kegs gone.
And again, the visionary can get, and again, we know the visionary can get deflated quite easily and feel criticism.
He just goes, I don't want to know.
Yeah, and this is why. That's why it's a great exercise. You've got to get real and honest and ruthlessly honest.
Start trying that, like seriously, like by the end of today, before we leave here, I want you two to decide what fucking day of the week it's going to happen.
Monday morning.
And what time.
8 o'clock.
And you report to him that it happens. There you go. Remember,
exactly.
As a man in a relationship, you can be right or you can be happy. You can't be fucking both, right? Monday, 8 o'clock it is.
I would say that's the one thing in business, guys, like ruthless honesty is what runs a business, right? Ruthless, you know. I'm going back to what Simon said there about, and what I was saying about the example of when you kind of make big jumps and big decisions. Well, what happened back in October, November, right? Drew, you came to me and said, you know, and you're like, finances are tight, and we have to stop the mastermind mentorship, you know, because, no, faith, like, that's the right line of thinking, like, look at costs. I was like, you're not the numbers guy. I was like, give me Lorraine. What does she think about this? It's like, why are you making financial decisions, right? Because I said the same thing as I say to any of you, is like, well, when things are getting tight, this is your best lifeline. Don't, because it's just a number, don't look at it as a cost. But let's solve the problem, and that's what an entrepreneur or vision will do, is like, let's just jump to an action and do something irrational that might sound like it's right in the spur of the moment, but later on might have a more bad effect. And because we'd established this relationship with you guys anyway, I said, well, that's a financial decision, isn't it? Isn't that Lorraine's job? I was like, let's see what Lorraine thinks about this, right?
And what did she say?
Well, we're still here, right? and then we looked deeper and found the real issue of untapped assets we weren't monetizing, and and that was like 4 months ago, and now we've got the next facility up and running, right? So the next step now is this profit allocation for you. That's going to be the game changer, and you have to start really taking things a bit slow.